Hello and welcome to Crypto News. Today is March 1st, 2026, and happy new month to all of you. Moving on, we should go to the big event of our days, which started yesterday, which concerns the US war with Iran, but I will analyze it very quickly. First, the US president announced that the US would declare war on Iran, and within 1 hour later, the first bombs fell on Iran. And then, with the announcement, Bitcoin fell to $63,000. Continuing, I want to tell you that within the first 2 hours, there were rumors that the supreme leader of Iran had been assassinated, and Saudi Arabia declared that it would participate in the US military operations against Iran. In addition to Saudi Arabia, we also had an announcement from the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, who essentially, in a correction that was made, did not say that England would declare war. He essentially said that an English aircraft carrier is there as a defensive measure. And in addition to the United Kingdom, I also heard that France stated that it would not participate in this war. Continuing from these two countries, we cannot omit China, which told the United States and Israel to immediately stop military operations against Iran. And while all this was happening, returning to the death of the supreme leader of Iran, an officer had come out and said that he was alive. Despite all this, the death of the supreme leader of Iran was announced and confirmed by Iran. And with that news, Bitcoin went over $68,000, and now we're at $67,000. Whereas in less than 24 hours, all of these supreme leaders of Iran are dead. From the supreme leader, the minister of defense, the head of Iran's nuclear research, and other very important leaders. So finishing with those scenes, we're gonna go to our own topic, and we're gonna go to Mt. Gox, which is planning to mine 80,000 Bitcoin. So at this point, Mr. Mark, CEO of Mt. Gox, is asking for the community's support for a proposal to recover over $5.2 billion that was stolen from the Bitcoin wallet 11 to 12 years ago. So there's a proposal from GitHub to add a consensus rule that would allow the 79,956 Bitcoins that were hacked from Mt. Gox and are only in one wallet to be transferred to a recovery address without the original key. That is, without the 12 or 24 words. First of all, technically this is possible. If the miners who make the decision will do it. But for ethical reasons, I don't think such a proposal should pass. And here's why. As you all know, Bitcoin has had specific rules for years. And one of the most important is that your money, that is your Bitcoins, belongs to you and no one can have a say in them. That is to say when to freeze it, where it can go, and how it can go. It's an open, free network. The money is controlled by you, that is, the Bitcoins, and by no one else. So if someone or something with a suggestion or whatever can transfer their Bitcoins from one wallet to another for any reason, whether it is right or wrong, the trust of the network in the eyes of all people will automatically collapse, as you can understand, because we have known for years that Bitcoin works by certain rules. If these rules are violated for any reason, the trust of the public and large investors in Bitcoin will automatically collapse and the way it works will be disproven. And that is not good for Bitcoin, and we are not just referring to the price. So for this reason, I think that such a proposal is not good to pass, and I don't even think it will pass the miners. Continuing, we will go to the last news of the day, which is again about Bitcoin, to something new, because Bitcoin is a living organism and is constantly evolving. And we will go to Mr. Martin Habastian, a Slovak Bitcoin developer who maintains the Rust Bitcoin library and managed to integrate an ancient 66 kilobyte image directly into the Bitcoin blockchain as a continuous exchange, denying the initial claims that this should not be done because it is anti-spam, and all those who said that Bitcoin should not have a very large block and put a lot of things in it because we might have a problem. Let's just say that this proof is remarkable for the things it didn't use. For it didn't contain an op return code, it didn't rely on taproot, and it didn't contain op-if statements, proving that the constraints imposed by various propositions can be violated without relying on any of them. And this image that you see below, if you're wondering how he did this in detail, below I'll have a blog that he wrote with everything he did. And let me tell you that Bitcoin, as I said at the beginning, is a living organism, and since it's been around until today, it's constantly evolving, and that's why Bitcoin is the largest decentralized network that we have on the planet, because it's constantly upgrading and evolving. If Bitcoin had remained the same as it started in 2009, believe me, we wouldn't have it now. And here we are heading to our favorite cryptocurrency market with Bitcoin at $67,000. And now I want to tell you how long you have to hold Bitcoin until it's mathematically almost impossible to be in the red. And according to one study, that number is 3 years. Let's say that a Bitwise analysis looked at the historical value of Bitcoin between July 17th, 2010 and February 11th, 2026, concluding that the odds of someone being in the red are only 0.7% when you've held Bitcoin for at least 3 years. As we can see, if you bought Bitcoin and held it for 1 day, you have a 47% chance of being in the red. If you hold it for a week, you have a 44% chance of being in the red. 1 month, 43%. If you hold it for 3 months, you have a 37% chance of being in the red. If you hold it for a year, you have a 24% chance of being in the red. If you hold it for 3 years, you have a 0.7% chance of being in the red. And if you hold it for 5 years, you have a 0.2% chance of being in the red. So if someone can do this, they are truly the master of masters. We should give this person a statue because they have accomplished something incredibly difficult. If someone holds Bitcoin for 5 years and they have managed to be in the red, they have managed to buy the all-time high that doesn't appear to be on the chart. That wraps up the top news for crypto today is March 1st, 2026. I'd like to remind you that the content you just watched is created for educational purposes only and should not be considered as investment advice, but rather as investment opinion. Please subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and feel free to comment. Take care everyone and have a good day.